Monday afternoon, everybody. It's Jim Sinicropi sitting in for the dog, H. Weber, off this week here on July 9th. And got a good show for you today. We're going to share with you some information about what I consider a pretty big local celebrity that maybe a lot of people may not know, at least especially if you're outside the golf world, or even if you are a golfer. You'll probably recognize the name but not know the local connection. But I'm going to get into that in a second. Heat wave over, thank God. I mean, today's hot. It's like pushing 90 degrees, but there's no humidity. I mean, it's really nice. I can deal with that. Last week, it was just stifling and ridiculous, really. So glad that we got that under control. We got a pretty good week of weather ahead. Might get warm again next weekend. Probably not to the obscene humidity levels and heat indexes that we had before, but a lot of people getting back to work full time here after last week's strange July 4th being on a Wednesday. A lot of people had Wednesday off. A lot of people took like the end of the week off or the whole week off. We just took Wednesday off, but things around here at fingerlakes1.com TV in the studio kind of slowed down a little bit this month in July. Although we do have a lot going on. Coming up on tomorrow night at 10, it's Fresh Takes with Russo and Felice. I don't know if you had a chance to check that out, but sports fans, you should enjoy that. Those guys have some pretty interesting fresh takes on some sports and pop culture topics. This will be their third show since coming on the network. Debbie Morello was in this morning recording her show, Power of Friends at Work. That's a pretty interesting take on some of the dynamics of relationships in the workplace. I think tomorrow afternoon, Gwen Weber-McLeod's back with another Leadership Journey podcast. FLX Weekly will be back Wednesday after a week off, so a lot going on here. And before we get into the topic, the main topic of this week's show, I want to talk about the Auburn Double Days on Finger Lakes One Radio. Drew Carter with the call every single game. Now they won 9 in a row. They cooled off since then. Last night took one from West Virginia to save us being swept, I think, in that series. And they're off tonight, and then they're back home again tomorrow night. Every time they're home, there's a live pregame and postgame show on our YouTube channel at Finger Lakes One TV. That's pretty good. They do a good job coming up with some great content for those shows and interviews with players and managers, and it's pretty cool. So we're really happy with our affiliation here at fingerlakes1.com with the Double Days, the region's only professional sports franchise, and like I say, every single game on fingerlakes1.com radio. And the easiest way to get it is to open up our app, and once that loads, you'll go right to the FL1 radio tab down here at the bottom, and if the D-Days are live, you can listen in. You can send this Bluetooth to a speaker or to your car, or through the audio jack into your car, or you can listen in your headphones. You can listen on the desktop too, obviously, at fingerlakes1.com radio. We got the D-Days all summer long. So anyway, as I mentioned, the dog is not here this week, working out at the casino, probably keep him busy. And so I'm sitting in this week, and earlier this morning it was the junior golf camp of the Finger Lakes second week. It's every Monday in July. Junior golf at Seneca Falls Country Club. Ed Boudreau, Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, runs the camp. It's been wildly successful. He makes it a lot of fun for kids of all ages to come learn about golf. Not only golf, but etiquette, not just the golf swing and how to play better golf, but etiquette. It's pretty cool. They open up each session they go through the line, they shake each hands, and the kids have to look them in the eye and say, "Hey, my name's Jim," and the boys take off their hats and want a firm handshake. It's it's a pretty cool thing. I think kids really do need to learn how to properly shake hands and greet someone, and that's kind of part of golf too. You know, when you're finished with your round, you take off your hat, you shake your opponent's hand, you look them in the eye, tell them good game. And so we have a video from this morning because Kellie Stenzel, I don't know if that name rings a bell. If you are a golfer or you watch the Golf Channel, then you probably do recognize that name. She appears on Golf Channel all the time. She's one of Golf Magazine's top 100 teaching professionals in the country. She's among the top rated in New York State as well. She graduated from Geneva High School, I think it was 1983, and she won the New York State Girls Junior Amateur Championship. She won the New York State Women's Amateur Championship in 1986. She's competed on the LPGA Tour, on the Asian Tour, and really, as far as golf goes, local golfer, she's one of the Finger Lakes' most successful people in the golf industry. And as I said, you see her on Golf Channel all the time. And having come from Geneva, New York, you know, she's written 3 books, golf books, and she was in the area. And through her, I think Ed Boudreau reached out to her and said, hey, I run this junior golf camp. If you're ever back around, love to have you come down. So she offered up a few days ago to come down Monday and spend some time with the kids. We were down there with our cameras, and we put together a little video of the appearance, and it's really cool. I mean, I think it's really cool. I think a lot of the kids may not have really understood, you know, who it was, but she, just watching the way she worked with the kids, you know, a lot of people, there's a lot of golf teachers out there, but she is one of the best in the world, and you could see it by the way that she was working with the kids. So I'm going to play that video for you now. This is from earlier this morning at Seneca Falls Country Club. Kellie Stenzel from the Golf Channel, Geneva, New York native, member of the Geneva Sports Hall of Fame. I think she was inducted in 1996 to the Geneva Sports Hall of Fame, and here she is at Seneca Falls Country Club working with the junior golfers at the junior golf camp of the Finger Lakes.
Hey, I'm Ed Boudreau, and I'm the camp director at the Seneca Falls Golf Camp in 2018 at Seneca Falls Country Club. And we've had the pleasure to have Kellie Stenzel here with us today. Kellie is an LPGA professional and ranked one of the top 100 teachers in the world by Golf Digest. So she's been down here all day, and the kids love her. She's one of the top 100 teachers in the world based on Golf Magazine's ranking, and we're lucky enough to have her today, and she's going to help us out. So she does this pretty much every day of her life, and she's obviously one of the best. And also she's a tour player too. She played on the Asian Tour, LPGA Tour, South African Tour. I mean, she's really, really, really good.
Hey, Ryan.
Riley.
Hi, my name is
Devin.
Hey, Matt.
Glad you guys came. How about the hats? How about the hats?
My name is Devin. Hey, first picture of the hat. Start.
My name is Matt.
What's up, Tyler?
My name is Matt.
Hey, man. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Matt.
You guys are pretty good.
Hey,
Don't
this
slide.
is
Don't
first.
slide.
See
Don't
your
walk through
sunglasses
it. Don't
off,
walk
so I can see
through
your
it.
eyes. There we go. Better. Oh, you got pretty eyes too. Hey.
Eye contact. Nice, nice.
When the ball's on the ground, you pretty much put the club right in the middle. Okay, because that head thing, your head's got to be kind of over the ball, so you hit the ground after the ball. When you hit your driver, you want to play the ball all the way in line with your left foot. Like, not a little bit, but like a lot, like 7-8 inches more towards your left foot. And then you want to drop your right shoulder. Both of you have the ball, and I don't teach everybody the same, I teach everybody totally differently. Both of you have the ball like a little bit left to center, but like a half inch. I want that ball like way left, because what's going to happen, let's say my hand is the club face. The club face is coming to the ball, It's aiming to the right, aiming to the right, aiming to the right, aiming to the right, aiming to the right. Square, cool. Aiming to the left, aiming to the left. Well, if you've got the ball too far back, the ball's always going to go to the right. So what I want you to do, you need to tee your ball a little higher. What I want you to do with your driver, and you could do this when you're playing, start with your feet right together, so the club's behind the ball. The smallest baby step you can take with your left foot, and then make a big widening step with your right foot and drop your back shoulder, and both of you will hit it straighter. That's why both of you are doing this. Yeah, when the ball's, yeah, right. When the ball's in the ground, right in the middle, knock yourself out. But drivers like this different animal. So try that. Try that. There we go. There we go. There we go. It's a little more fun, right? This is a great glove. It's got this great logo on it. And I want to see it. That's where your hand should be. That'll feel weird, right? That'll work. Now step toward me so the ball's all around your left foot. You coming? You coming? Come toward me more? Good. Try from there. Good. There we go. There we go. How good was that? Moved a little bit there, but not as much as your knees are moving. So try to keep, and watch them on TV next time you're watching them. Watch how their knees don't move at all. If you hold still when you had your finish, and keep your hands on the putter, you'd make more putts. So really, really still with your legs. Don't move them at all. So it's just like an exaggerated version of what you should be doing anyway that Miles feels like this is so uncomfortable, but it's correct. So if I just make my regular stroke, the grass is going to get in the way. So what can I do for my setup to get the grass out of the way? So watch. So if I take my weight and I put it all on my forward foot, I'm exaggerating a little bit. What just happened to my forward shoulder?
Went down, right?
It went down. And this one went up a little bit. And what's that going to make the club do? Work a little more up and down. And that'll help me hit the ball before all that thick grass. So the worse the lie, there's the hole, the worse the lie, the more I put my weight forward and then let the club fall down and into the ground. It's just a little mini version of what she should be doing here. See how I'm still forward shoulder down? That helps me hit the ball and then the turf. So the worse the lie, give yourself some nasty ones here. So you'll learn, because this will teach you good chipping fundamentals here. Put that ball down there. Take that weight in my head, put it all the way forward, drop that shoulder, let that club come straight down into the ground and then it pops out. That's just an exaggerated version of what you should be doing chipping anyway. If you can do it out of a bad lie, a good lie will be really easy. Yeah, good. Okay, put your arms, good. Much better. Much better. In the hole.
She came to spend some time with us, which I thought was pretty cool. So let's give her a round of applause. Thanks, Coach Kelly. Thank you. Go.
So that's pretty cool. Sorry about that photo that got cut off there at the end. Man, that's too bad. We'll have to repost that video with that full photo of the group. But how great is that? She was really good with the kids, and you could tell they were really interested in what she had to say. But I was amazed at watching her give these simple adjustments, whether it was on the full swings or the chipping, and then watching the difference immediately from these kids. And the way the game of golf is nowadays, I think it's a tough game for a kid to get into unless, they really have a desire to be out there. And usually, parents that play you'll bring the kids out there and that'll get them hooked. But a lot of these kids, I know their parents don't play and they're down here getting hooked on the game. And it's not only just junior golf at Seneca Falls Country Club, but I know they have a great program. John Rossi at Geneva, Silver Creek has a good program, and a lot of these area courses do. And then there's the First Tee program in some of the bigger cities. Really important for the future of the game of the golf to get young people interested. And so pretty thrilling to have a celebrity like Kellie Stenzel at Seneca Falls Country Club this morning. We're going to step aside now and hear from our sponsors. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about LeBron James in going to Los Angeles and the state of the NBA. So hang tight.
Del Lago Resort and Casino has something for everyone. 2,000 slot machines and 99 gaming tables. The Vine, featuring top national music and comedy acts. The dining options. The Great Portico by Fabio Viviani. The Farmers Market Buffet, the Social Cafe and Bar. And the 14,000 square foot European style spa. Del Lago offers massages, body treatments, and facials, plus a full-service salon. Visit DelLagoResort.com for more information.
Cayuga Lake National Bank. Visit Bill Ryan and his team for all of your banking needs. Offices in Union Springs and Aurora, a fine sponsor of this show for over 30 years. DA Liquor on Britt Street in Seneca Falls. Amy Padula and her team will find the right spirit for you every time. When you stop in, tell Amy the dog sent you. The Gold Hotel welcomes you to come out and enjoy the revitalization of this historic downtown Seneca Falls landmark. Every Wednesday is Ladies' Night with special price drinks and half-priced appetizers. Learn more at thegouldhotel.com. The Omen Theater on William Street in Lyons. See what's playing this week at omentheater.com. Located off New York State Thruway Exit 41, the McGee Diner has earned their reputation as a popular family restaurant, serving country, fresh, home-cooked meals daily. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and check out their menu at McGeeDiner.com. The Child Advocacy Center of the Finger Lakes is a child-friendly location where allegations of physical or sexual abuse are responded to by a multidisciplinary team of professionals. The team works together to conduct a thorough investigation and to provide necessary support services to children and their non-offending caregivers with a goal of minimizing further trauma to a child. Seneca Metals is an award-winning company that has earned a reputation of going above and beyond to protect the environment and support their community. As an EPA inspector once said, their operation is head and shoulders above the rest. And the Newark Pilots of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, a minor league team with a major league ballpark. Season ticket packages available at NewarkPilots.com. And the Wilson Press in Seneca Falls. My good pal Rich Rickey and his team can handle all of your printing and mailing needs. Visit them online at wpress.com. Cicino's Live, Laugh, Eat Well. It's the Italian way. It's also the Cicino's way. Visit one of their 3 locations, Waterloo, Geneva, and now at Del Lago Resort and Casino. Order online for pickup or delivery at Cicinos.com.
All right, welcome back inside the FingerLakes1.com studios here at the North Park building on the 3rd floor in Seneca Falls, New York. I'm Jim Sinicropi, sitting in for Harold, the dog, Weber, who's out. He's at his other job working, so I'm sitting in this week. We just saw a great video from Kellie Stenzel at junior golf at Seneca Falls Country Club this morning from the Golf Channel, former LPGA Tour player, one of the top teachers in the country. And we're going to post that as a standalone video as well later on fingerlakes1.com. We also have a good video that just went up, I think, from Canal Fest this weekend in Seneca Falls. Man, a lot going on even this time of year here at fingerlakes1.com. If you don't have the app, get it at the Android or Apple store and install that on your phone. You'll get notifications every time news breaks here in the Finger Lakes. We're really on top of it. Everything in the region here 24/7, 365 at fingerlakes1.com. So I guess, people always say to me, oh, man, NBA basketball is coming back, in October. I'm like, no, it's not. It's don't even wake me when the playoffs start. Let me know when it gets to the Final Four. Well, I don't think next year it's even worth paying attention. In fact, the real NBA titles are won in the weeks following the end of the championships when free agency plays out. And so is that exciting to you to see who, like, Golden State's going to win the NBA title next year? 99% chance, unless two players get hurt. Everybody knows it's true. Don't kid yourself and think that Houston or even Oklahoma City or now that LeBron's going to the Lakers, that one of them is going to be him. Or don't fool yourself in thinking that the Sixers are good enough to beat them if they get to the finals, or that Toronto or even Boston is great a job as I can't even think of the coach's name now. Anyways, it's great a job as he's done with Boston in the East. Don't let anybody fool you. It's all going to be Golden State. And I don't even care if they sign DeMarcus Cousins or not. That's just icing on the cake for them. He might not even be back until February of next year. He's coming off an injury, but it's a dumb league. It's stupid. If you get excited about watching a regular season game where nobody plays any defense and it really has no implication on what's going to happen, who's going to win the leagues, then it's for you. If you want to play fantasy and basketball, then maybe that might have some interest for you, but it's over. It's decided. Golden State will win, and LeBron can do what he wants, and I guess he wants to do some producing, so LA's a place for him to be. All the millions of dollars at stake for him wherever he decides to go, but don't for a minute think that he cares about winning a championship or getting as many championships as Michael Jordan or trying to beat Golden State. If you want to have some interest in the NBA, LeBron goes to Boston or Philly, then maybe that's a little interesting. Still probably not good enough to beat Golden State. Maybe though, but no, he went to LA. They're talking about maybe Carmelo Anthony going to Los Angeles or Houston. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. It's stupid. Don't be fooled into paying attention or buying into the hype. And the other thing that makes me crazy is it's all that gets talked about on sports radio or ESPN is the NBA all season long, this and that, the storyline. What storylines? Golden State's going to win the NBA title. It's a done deal. I'd say you heard it here first, but it's true. Last year in October, I said it was going to be Cleveland versus Golden State. That's when I was going to start paying attention. Then Golden State would probably win. Well, they did, 4-1. And, Kevin Durant basically ruined what the NBA was just starting to get a little bit better, in my opinion, in the fact that Oklahoma State gave Golden State everything they had. Kevin Durant may be the second best player in the NBA. Well, he decides to leave Oklahoma City to go to Golden State to win guaranteed championships. And, my daughter's a Golden State fan. I'm like, you're a band. I said, you're a bandwagon fan. And she's like, no, I just like Steph Curry. I get it. That's fine. You guys can like who you want. You guys can think the NBA is exciting. You can think it's fun. But it's not. It's horrible. And it just got worse. It just got 10 times worse. Good news, Syracuse is going to be worth watching next year. And a stupid piece of news that kind of came across the wire this past week was Merrick Dolge, going to be a sophomore at Syracuse, is now listed at 6'10". I mean, anybody who watches Syracuse, this guy's got to be one of your favorite players on the team. So we know Battle's coming back to go along with O'Shea Brissett. Frank Howard's going to be a senior at the point. Hopefully Brahma Sidibe is healthy. Hopefully Pascal Chukwu's improving at the center. But now you add a 6'10", Merrick Dolge. Jalen Carey's coming in. They're going to be good. I mean, legitimate national championship favorites at this point going into the season for Syracuse if all these pieces come together. So glad to see that Tyus Battle came back. Hey, so NBA Summer League's going on right now. I guess that's kind of interesting because you get to see a lot of these former Orangemen. Tyler Lydon is off to a good start after coming back from his injury. But, man, NBA, what's the point? What is the point? So that's about all the time we got here on Weber this week. The dog will be back next week. And special thanks to Kellie Stenzel for taking the time out to come to Seneca Falls Country Club and spend 3 hours she spent with these kids. They have the older kids come in first, and they get some special teaching and coaching, and then they go out and play, and the younger kids come in after them. And so then the older kids are out golfing by themselves, out on the course. I mean, we're not talking, these are 13, 14, 15-year-olds. And it's a great program that Ed Boudreau puts on at Seneca Falls. And Kellie Stenzel of the Golf Channel, Geneva, New York native, took the time to spend 3 hours with these kids this morning at Seneca Falls Country Club. And I think it's just great. So really appreciate her, doing that. And so, yeah, it's another edition of Weber This Week in the books. Going to be a beautiful week here in the Finger Lakes, so get out there and enjoy it. And until next week when the dog returns, I'm Jim Sinicropi saying have a great week, everybody. And dog will be back next Monday at 3 o'clock.